All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, comedian extraordinaire, John Poveromo. Hello and welcome to the show.
How you doing?
Absolutely fabulous. Let me introduce you to everybody, starting with my cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Ron.
Do you love it?
Then we got the man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
John, welcome to the show, sir.
Hey, Chad, how's it going?
Doing good.
You can't see him, you can only hear him, but he's got the real radio voice. And then we have a chat room full of people from every country. We have Estonia, the UK, Germany, Belgium, the United States, all over the place. So say hi to everybody in the chat room.
And
hey,
Brooklyn.
guys. Hey, chat room people.
Brooklyn.
And Brooklyn. Don't forget
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Don't forget Brooklyn, where I was born. That's my hometown.
Actually, he's Brooklyn-born, Jersey-bred.
Oh, that's a Jersey bred.
Or Jersey-raised, I guess.
A Jersey-raised. That you have to leave from your resume.
Yeah, listen, I know. I can't help it, man.
No, Brooklyn-born does it. Brooklyn-born opens doors. Jersey, forget it. They shut the doors right in your face. No, Jersey. Everybody's from Jersey.
Yeah. Everybody who left Brooklyn and went to Jersey thought they were like they were moving to the suburbs or the country, you know? It was like they did that when they moved to Staten Island too. I had family who moved to Staten Island and I thought they were like upper class all of a sudden. I'm like, you live by a trash heap. Calm down.
Right. We left Brooklyn to go to Astoria because Astoria, Queens was all farms and we had goats next door to us and there was a lake down the road.
How old are you?
77 years old.
But goats and I honestly, I can't even, I mean, my mom was born in Queens. I didn't know they had goats in Astoria.
Absolutely. It's an Italian neighborhood. And Meninos were our neighbors and they had like 6 goats.
Oh, oh wow.
I'm serious. And then sometimes when I was little, the goats used to chase me out in the street. Then the lake down the road, they filled the lake in and they built a factory. And across the street, they knocked down a few houses and put in a garage. So Astoria became a real ugly place.
Wow.
But it was very beautiful back in the 40s, early 1900s.
It's got a bunch of hipsters there living in there now. It's got the, they built it back up, I guess, or made it.
No, they didn't build it back up. They just charged $3,000 for a slum.
That is true.
So everybody listen up. First of all, John Poveromo, if you don't know him, you can follow him on Twitter. It's at John Poveromo. You spell it Poveromo.
Yep.
And he's an actual working comedian, you guys. We have a lot of people who want to come on the show who say they're comedians, but they don't actually ever have any shows. This guy actually works. So he's a working comedian. He's been featured in the New York Times and the Asbury Park Press, which we went to Asbury Park this weekend and we didn't like it.
You did? Oh, where'd you go? Why didn't you like it?
Because it's shit.
He didn't like it.
All right.
I liked it. He didn't like it because I'm into the music.
I have to explain.
Sure.
My life has taken me to Rodeo Drive, Las Olas Boulevard, what other streets?
Beverly Road, yeah, I don't know, Worth Avenue.
Worth Avenue, Atlantic Avenue.
Ron went to really nice places before he met me.
All beautiful.
It's a Monopoly game.
Oh, well, these are all
Atlantic Avenue.
But these are all beautiful streets that people bragged about.
Yeah.
Then you go to New Jersey and you go to Atlantic City or Asbury Park. It's nothing like the rest of the streets in the United States of America. It's a one of its own. And it's not for me.
There's literally one. So where were you in Asbury? Because I was there this weekend. I stopped in. My friend ran a show at DJ's Deli. It was part of Asbury Underground, so there was a bunch of.
We just walked around. We didn't know Asbury Underground was going on. We just walked around.
I was the one dancing nude in front of the Starbucks.
Oh, okay. Oh, good. Was like a free coffee day, or is that where you just get excited about?
Well, what I did was I offered to stir everybody's coffee with my penis, but nobody agreed.
Oh, well,
I think why.
I don't know, man. Really? I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's illegal.
Well, it may be illegal, but I thought it was a nice gesture.
If you only saw Asbury from the inside of a jail cell, I can understand why you didn't like it.
I liked it because I like all the underground music and the tattoos and all the different stuff. He just doesn't actually like it, so I liked it, but he didn't like it.
Cookman Avenue is great, and there's like a whole section, like a small section, but there's a little bit of Asbury that's like really awesome, and I like going there to perform and stuff like that. It's got a good scene for music and performing, but there are parts of Asbury like if you just kept walking, it's a bit of a shithole.
Well, No, what I was sad about was when I went to Asbury Park as a young boy, there was a merry-go-round,
No
and
goats.
there were all kinds of amusement rides, almost like a little Coney Island. And it was beautiful, and it was flowers all over. It was really a lovely place.
Wait, you know what I notice about guys from Brooklyn is whenever they leave Brooklyn, they're upset that wherever they are is in Brooklyn. Like you literally just described. You're like there were no there's not like Coney Island, there were no delis, no pizza, no sandwiches, no Mama Luke, you know what I mean? Like it's always like I've had guys like when I lived in LA and stuff like that, they would come out to San Francisco or Brooklyn or whatever, and they'd be like, but the pizza, and I'm like, but there's fucking everything out here.
No, I wasn't going there. What I was going to say was the taffy was delicious, the saltwater taffy. I remembered that. Now the buildings are all abandoned. They're half broken down. It looks ghostly. And there's nothing there anymore. There's not a flower to be found. And I was appalled at the fact that you have to pay to go on the sand and the beach.
You do know I'm not the mayor of Asbury, though, right? Like, I really, like, part of me, when you're telling me this, I feel like I want to be like, listen, we're going to get the infrastructure back up. We're going to start to rebuild the surround. Like, I'm not even, but I agree with you. I know what you mean. Like, sometimes you see that kind of shit. Like, I grew up in Toms River, and the downtown area in Toms River blows. Like, the only thing that's down there is one pizza place. That guy owns the entire block. He runs everybody out of there. And yet you still have to pay for metered parking. And it's like, for what? Like, anywhere else, if you go to Red Bank, like even Asbury, when you have to pay.
We went to Red Bank. Yes, Saturday, too. We love Red Bank.
Red Bank's beautiful. There's a lot of shit going on in Red Bank. But, like, you go to those areas, if you go to Princeton, like, you still, like, you understand why you're paying for parking. You go to downtown Toms River, and you're literally throwing money away by putting shit in the quarters because it's not going anywhere. You know, there was a theater that they had down there.
Princeton is beautiful. It has become the center of the mafia. Everybody in the mafia has moved to Princeton, and they changed their names from Guglielmo to like Young Smith. And they walk around Princeton, you know, with a little bulge with their guns are in their jackets. And when people say, you know, good day, how are you? What's your name? They say, yeah, man, my name is, you know, it's Younger.
I want to tell you, John, people in the chat room are saying that you're funny and cute, and they're asking about the caricature, which we're going to get to in a minute when we talk about your book in the background. But they all think the girls and the guys both think you're cute, so that's doing pretty good.
Hey, listen.
They don't say that usually unless it's like a really hot girl, so you're doing pretty good.
And I have to tell you, I did stand up for 47 years.
Wow.
So it's a long time to do stand up, and my personality has become my act. I don't know me anymore. Everything I do is stand up, even at home. So if I sound like I'm working, I'm sorry, but that's how I am.
Actually, that's perfect, and that just makes me comfortable. I feel like I'm the same way. Isn't that the idea, though, when you're a comedian? You kind of want to blend, like, how you are in real life and then how you are on stage. Like, those two things should come together, I think.
No, because if somebody gets run over in front of you, you turn around and say, did you see that? Wow. Wonder if we could do it again. You know, you didn't see it, right? Maybe we'll do it again. You learn to make humor out of tragedy.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me do some bragging for you. So, all right, you guys, this is John Poveromo. First of all, you can hear you've heard him on Sirius XM Radio. He was featured at the Jersey City Comedy Festival, the New York Underground Comedy Festival. He appeared on Comcast On Demand on the Young Comedian Showcase. Writes for, which I want to ask for, but I just wrote this down off of your bio. Writes for ESPN Sports Nation, Current TV's Viewpoint with John Fugel saying, Joey Behar say anything on HLN. What does HLN stand for?
Oh, holy shit. It's oh my God, I don't remember because she's not.
I was like, I don't know what that is. I was going to Google it. The Independent,
I'll Google it for you right now. Hang on a second, because I'm a real piece of shit and I should know this.
What was it called?
HLN. Joy Behar is the lady from The View, and he writes
Joy
stuff.
Behar, HLM.
HLN.
LLN.
Yeah.
Oh, let's
take a 2-minute break so John can Google. Headline news.
Oh, headline news. Okay, headline news.
Behar.
Okay.
He's
writes for CNN's Newsroom, Red Eye with Greg Gutfeld, Hannity, VH1's Best of series, and he's open for. This is the part that I'm really impressed with, and I didn't write down all the comedians that you've opened for because I only knew some. I only wrote down the ones I know and that everybody on the planet knows. So he's open for the Smithereens, which is a band, you guys, but he was the comedian before the Smithereens, and the Smithereens are awesome. Jimmy Fallon, Drew Carey, Colin Quinn, Gilbert Gottfried, and Jimmy Schubert, all phenomenal. Actually, I'm working on getting Colin Quinn on the show.
Oh, I love Colin Quinn.
Goody two shoes.
And so he's done a whole bunch of really cool stuff, you guys.
Get
he
outta
actually
here.
works.
Cool
if you go, hang on.
I want to get to the nitty gritty. Is Joy Behar a bitch or what?
He's not gonna say that.
No, she's lovely.
She really is. Everybody
Yeah,
thinks
she's great.
Everybody I talk to hates her. They all say she's an evil bitch. What do you think about
Are they all
that?
conservatives?
I know what they are. I never asked for their politics or their religion.
Actually, that's what
She's very, very nice, and she's a great, great stand-up too. I learned a lot.
And she's Italian like us.
I want to go back to that though, because like when it says you write for all these things, because most of the people that you write, the shows that you write for, they're like political, like the ones who like take stabs at everybody, and
I also thought you were gonna say all the shows that you wrote for are canceled now. Almost, because I don't think Joy's doing her show anymore. I think John Fugelsang's moved on to other things, and Greg Gutfeld's gone, and he's on the 5, I think now. I write for other comedians, like whenever they had like a comedy segment or something like that. I would write for that kind of thing. Like I didn't necessarily write like the politics that day, but they'd send you like a packet, and it would be like column A, column B, whatever, and then you would have to kind of figure out what they were going to talk about during the day. And then I would write jokes for like a couple of comedians and stuff like that would go on those shows.
But don't feel bad about your shows being canceled. Johnny Carson was the longest running and the best nighttime show, and he canceled it. So everything ends, my friend.
That's true. You're right. Right. And I've got other stuff I'm working on. So.
By the way, I meant to tell you, when I worked as a stand-up comic, I did it in drag. I impersonated Jane Russell, and I worked in all of the nightclubs straight, never gay clubs. And I sang and did jokes, and I may do this show again at 77 in Palm Springs.
Do it.
I bring back, and its show's going to be called All About Jane. Jane was my best friend for many years. We were buddies.
Ask him if he knows who Jane, because he's young. Do you know who Jane Russell is?
Of course he knows.
I do know who Jane Russell is.
Who doesn't know Jane Russell? Anyway, so I'm going to talk about all the private stuff that I learned from Jane that's never been in the press. So it's going to be an interesting show to get the inside of what Jane Russell was really like.
Cool.
Also then, listen up, you guys. You can go to johnpoveromo.net because he's got a really cool, fan-friendly website. A lot of cool stuff on it. He's got this thing where he does his doodles or whatever. I love that, which I guess have turned into your book that you have just put out. Yeah. Is the book available yet?
It'll be available at the end of November. This is what it looks like.
All right, you guys. So he's got a book.
That's you, cute card.
Listen to this,
Thank you.
guys. It's an original comic book, you guys, by John Poveromo called Drawings from a Nobody, and it's very, very funny. Like the stuff I saw on your website was hilarious. It's a lot of like digs, like political digs and stuff, but very, very funny shit.
You mean things against Mr. Trump?
A little, yeah.
You never say anything. Nobody should really say bad things about Mr. Trump.
No,
it's pens we got to get. He wants to hang gay people.
Oh, man. We are so screwed. Like, how sad is that? That we're like...
Well, I just want you to know, if he's going to hang gay people, he's got to at least let us wear bling and glitz and glitter and a little eyeshadow.
Yeah. Well, you
can't hang us looking bad. Huh?
You got to bedazzle the news.
You got to bedazzle the news.
Yeah,
that's how I'm going to go out. Whether somebody actually does it to me or I do it to myself, I really want to go out in style.
Actually, hold on. Go back to the book for a second.
Sure.
Tell people, how are they going to be able to get your book? Because the way this can be used, this will be in syndication. It goes on promotional. Like, how will people be able to get your book?
You can pre-order it now, and I really hope you pre-order it because pre-ordering would be great. If you go to johnpoveromo.net, right when you get to the bio page, there's a little graphic, an advertisement for the book. You click on that. You can do it right from my website.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's a cute idea. We need more fun and laughter in the world.
Actually, he's doing a book, too.
Yes, I am. It's called
nice.
Stella. What's her name?
Stella Star.
Stella Star.
Mm-hmm.
She's a trashy broad with giganda boobs, fashioned after a good friend of mine, who I won't use her name.
And it's called, just tell them what it's called, because we don't have a lot of time.
It's called a toilet book.
It's a toilet book. It's called Tits or something.
Oh, that's beautiful.
The book is called Tits.
And it's going to be comics like yours, except for that it's for reading while you're on the shitter.
And it's about everybody I know.
That was mine, too.
No, it's about everybody that I know currently in the business. Not the people of the past, but I draw the cartoons of the people, and they're all in weird situations. And it's
you
funny.
got 40 years worth of stories, man. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I've met them all. There's no, I mean, like Mary Wilson's coming on today, and I met her in 1962 or 3 or 4 at the Copacabana at a private night with the Stars for Days. We're going to talk about it. Sammy Davis Jr. was there, and afterwards ran up on the stage and grabbed the mic and was telling everybody how wonderful the Supremes were. It was truly an outstanding night for the Supremes.
So I could listen to this all day. I could listen to stories about Sammy Davis and all those guys in the Copacabana. And
the cutest little thing. He was such a little guy. That's what amazed me. And really funny and cute and a sweetie.
Cute, funny and cute.
He wasn't like arrogant, nasty, or stuck up. He was just like a little boy. That's what a cute boy.
Actually, when I was a kid,
I liked Sammy. He was very nice.
When I was a kid, I threw a baseball out at the Atlanta Braves game. I was about 10.
Yeah.
Which I was a terrible baseball player. But after I did it, they let me go into the dugout and they gave me a ball and everybody signed it. And then they gave me another ball and I got to meet Sammy Davis. He was in the dugout and he signed the ball for me, which I didn't know who he was. I went up into the stands to my parents and I was like, "Who's Sammy Davis?" I just met Sammy Davis. I didn't have any idea who he was.
How weird is it when you get a celebrity signature on something that it doesn't clearly belong? Like, you know what I mean? Like a baseball.
I know.
I wasn't doing stand-up yet. I just graduated from high school. It was like the summer, and I went to see Spamalot. We got tickets. All the original cast was there, whatever.
That's awesome.
And it was like one of the first couple weeks, and for whatever reason, Bob Saget was in the audience, right?
There you go.
And I accidentally ran into him, and I had my playbill in my hand, like I'm getting drinks and stuff for everybody, and I actually bumped into him, and he was a little like, so he was like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" And he grabs my playbill. It signs it and then hands it. He thought I was like asking for his autograph, and it all happened so fast. I was just like, so later I'm getting like the cast signature, and Hank Azaria is looking at it, and he's like, "Bob Saget." Like, he's not, like, how did, like, he didn't know he was in the, like, how the fuck did he get in the cast?
Actually, I love your website. If you guys go to johnpoveromo.net, which you didn't tell me I pronounced your name wrong, so it's John Poveromo. Poveromo.
Yeah, and, Poveromo is how it's pronounced. Poveromo, which means we all will prove it in Italian. Poveromo. In other words, if you say to me, Ronnie, you have black hair, I would say to you, Poveromo. Let's prove it. Let's prove I have black hair is white.
I had no idea. Someone told me it meant poor man.
What?
I swear to God.
They told me it meant poor man.
If you look at my bank account right now.
Well, wait a minute.
You'd have to Poveromo. Prove it.
That's povero uomo.
That is his though. That is him.
Povero uomo is poor man.
That is him.
But poveramo, because it's white anyway. I like poveramo better. It means to prove it. But povero uomo, if you break it in half and do povero, is poor. And
Omo.
I just lost it.
Hey, but that's his name, Poveromo.
Poor man. It's good.
Either way.
Anyway,
but you're only going to be a poor man for a minute.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Let me tell you something you will enjoy.
Sure.
When I started off doing stand-up, working the syndicate, Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Okay. Joan Rivers.
Wow.
Woody Allen. Oh. These were all the people that we used to see in the duplex, upstairs, downstairs, or the living room. And they were hard-working people. Barbara Streisand worked for like maybe not even $50.
Wow.
When she was starting off, she was always at the duplex. Those were the days. Paul Newman, Joanne Woodward lived in the Village. They used to come downstairs and hang out with us. Marlon Brando was lovers with Wally Cox, and they used to come to the gay bars we went to. That's when Hollywood was exciting, and our business was outrageous.
Actually, everybody in the chat room is saying that your website is fabulous, which it really is because it's fun. It's like you have a very fun website, you guys. Again, it's johnpoveromo.net. Poveromo.net. He's got a show, you guys, tomorrow night at the Candlelight Theater in Wilmington, Delaware. That's tomorrow, October 19th.
Yes.
I have no idea how much anything costs to go to see you, but you can get all his dates if you go to johnpoveromo.net. He's got shows going every week. He's got shows at least through November and I think December. I saw.
Yeah,
so you guys definitely want to check it out. That's right. That's fantastic. So if you could be like do comedy, if you were going to do a skit or something with somebody, who's the person that you would love to do it with?
Okay, I mean this is yeah, it would have been it would have been Robin Williams. That was my all-time favorite. You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
I know it's like a cheat because he's passed away and stuff like that.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
No, it's
that
okay.
was the guy. You know, I would have just loved to have been in the same room as him. You know what I mean? That would have been great.
I love. I was a big fan of his also. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
Ever since I saw the
never
movie,
met him.
ever since I saw the movie The World According to Garp back in like when I was a kid, like I always liked him, and he was really, he was a great comedian. It's unfortunate he's no longer with us, but
According to Garp, man, that's a great movie.
yeah, it's a great movie. I really loved it.
Now, when are you playing near us, the Philadelphia area?
November something.
Yeah, November 4th, I think I'm in the Philadelphia area. I'm sorry, I'm looking this way because my schedule's on my wall. Yeah, I think November 4th is when I'm in Philadelphia.
Well, listen, put down 2 comps, Ron Russell and Jimmy Star.
Fine by me, man. We got to hang out. We got to drink. I want to hear all the stories. And I don't know if do you guys drink anymore? I do.
Oh,
He does a little.
I'm going to start. I have written a book, and I'm going to update it. I cannot believe all the people I've met in our business in the last 57 years. It's amazing how many people they're in the. I mean, it's a joke, and I'm putting it in book with all the little stories that I have with them, and
It'll be fun.
It's been a good career, you know. So happy 57 years to you too.
Hey.
So hold on.
Do I still look good for 57 years? That's the thing I just started doing like in the last couple of years is I made sure every comedian I worked with I took a photo, you know, with or like just like some stuff because I wanna have those memories and stuff.
You have to.
Lucky you. In my day, you could not take photos with anybody. They had the proper lighting, makeup, and they would not do selfies.
Oh man.
Betty Davis wouldn't do a selfie if you blew her.
See, everybody likes you a lot. So listen up. If you guys like John Poveromo and you're in the Northeast, go to johnpoveromo.net. Sorry, it's a .net. See where he's playing and go see him. Follow him on Twitter at John Poveromo. He tweets a lot of political shit. Some of it's very inappropriate but very funny. And
not about Trump.
And you definitely want to retweet his
you
pin.
Don't say anything bad about Trump.
You want to retweet his pin tweet. It's very, very funny. It's a lot of fun. And Eileen Shapiro is a good friend of mine and a business partner from World Star PR, and she told me that she wants to like interview you. She writes for the Huffington Post, so I'll have to hook you up with her later because she's really cool.
And she's easy. She's got a set of jugs on her. You got to see the boobs.
Yes. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I have a list of things to say when stuff like that comes up because of recent Harvey Weinstein shit, and just in my notes it just says men bad. So I'm just. I'm backing up, man. I'm backing away from that shit.
I know Harvey from 35, 40 years ago. Harvey was a very nice fella. And what he does, they all do. And now they're having a witch hunt for him, and they're persecuting him. I mean, I was approached when I was 18 and 19, offered whatever, by this gay guy that's famous. He was the one that blew Rock Hudson, Rory Calhoun, Tab Hunter, all of them, all the pretty boys.
Well, comedians are depraved. I mean, if Harvey came up to any one of us, we'd be like, "Is this good enough for you, sir?"
Well, yeah. I mean,
you know, comedians, we don't get to have a say as to what we'll do for work.
I was in a room with a very, very famous producer. I can't give his name. And if I tell you a young actress who became a halfway decent actress walked in, she was rubbing him with her tits all over. She was carrying on, pulling his little hair back that he had, flirting with him, and he banged her that night. She was turning him on. So he's a man. Half of these women that went after him, they went after him.
You were in the room?
Huh?
Did these people know you were in the room at the time? Like, I like that you've got this play-by-play description. Were you just sitting there like, do I leave? Do I stay? Or were you just...
There were about 50 people, and there's about 50 people in the room. It was a cocktail party in Beverly Hills, the flats of Beverly Hills, where I lived. And it was a cocktail party of one of our friends. And Harvey's a nice guy.
Whenever there's 50 people in a room now, me and my friends, it's usually because we're playing like Cards Against Humanity or we're binging like Stranger Things. Nobody gets naked and does shit like that anymore.
No, she didn't get naked.
Oh.
No.
Well,
no, she just was rubbing all over. She was obviously drunk and being.
She was working on getting naked.
She was working on him. The place that I could tell you really quick was Larry Matthews' penthouse. Larry Matthews was New York City's greatest hairdresser. At the middle of the night, he had 2 Irish setters come out. There was a model there in an orange fur coat with red hair. She
Right.
opened the coat, laid down on the floor, and the 2 dogs proceeded to lick, lick, lick the redhead. I left because I'm not into bestiality. But no, I was appalled at this, and the people in the elevator going down, we were all appalled by this. So this is the kind of crap that goes on in our business. It's weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucked up. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's not nuns and priests, although priests are kind of gay.
Okay, so here we go, you guys. So listen up. This is John Poveromo. You guys follow him on Twitter. Go to johnpoveromo.net. We actually met through the Robin Slim Show, so I want to give a shout out to the guys from the Robin Slim Show. And hello, they're fabulous. I want to thank Bill Normile, who I guess is your manager, for helping set this whole thing up. Anytime you got anything big to promote, we want to know about it, and we'll let people on. We'll bring you back. Everybody in the chat room loves you, which a lot of times we don't get that because a lot of times they don't like comedians. Comedians aren't always funny, but you're a good comedian, so we're happy to have you on the show. And we're going to see you November 4th. We'll see you November 4th.
Where are we seeing you? Wait, where are we seeing you November 4th?
It's either the 3rd or the 4th. I'll let you guys know. But it's the Republican Club, but it's not Republican. It's like a kind of a
communist club, right?
Yeah, something like that. I think it's supposed to be like kind of tongue in cheek because I think there might be dancers. I don't know. It seemed like a fun thing to do. I saw a bunch of other guys, headliners I know who've done it. And at first my manager came to me and he was like, "Do you want to do the Republican Club?" And I was like, "Fuck no." And he's like, No, but it's not like that. Like it seems like it's fun. So sometimes you just do gigs for the story.
Wait. I heard the Republican Club, Donald Trump's going in drag. He's imitating Mae West.
Oh, great. That's awesome. Yeah, no.
So you guys go to johnpoveromo.net and look at his schedule where he's playing. Let's support him. We want him to become a huge, huge star. Instead of just a star, we want him to be a huge star.
A huge star, because he's Italian.
And if you're in Delaware tomorrow, Wilmington, Delaware, check him out at the Candlelight Theater. And, John, we got to go, so we want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks, loved it.
See you in November.
Care,
bye.
Bye-bye. See you in November. Bye-bye, babe.
Bye.
Yay. All right, everybody.
A lot of fun. Nice guy.
Listen up. You can hear us on W4CY Radio with the fabulous and talented Chad Murphy, on Hamilton Radio in New Jersey, Monster FM Radio in New York, K4HD Radio in LA, Jackalope Radio in St. Louis, Caliber Radio in South Carolina. We're also on iHeart Radio, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iTunes, Audio Boom, Apple TV, Spreaker, and Podbean. On TV, we're on Vimeo, Roku, and YouTube.
Wow.
YouTube.